Hey everyone, welcome back to another practice round. This time for Kaho Backwoods for Disc Golf Valley Pro Tour Week 5, if I have my weeks right. Hole 1 is a glide roll rive. You don't need to aim left or right, but the tip of the top chevron right at the base of this tree. In a 1 wind, it's a straight pullback, so this 2 wind, we want to add just a little bit of anhyzer to that. And if you get through this middle gap, you're going to have a good look at the birdie. The worst case scenario is hitting an early tree, and you should be able to pitch up to go and take the par. Even hitting one of those early trees, you might have a chance to throw in if you get far enough down the fairway. Not much to change there based on the winds, just small angle changes based on what direction that wind is coming. On Backwoods 2, this is a glide skip rive. Just a matter of getting as far up there as you can. A little bit of angle to combat the wind. There's not much you need to worry about getting around this corner. Just get up here and get safe. The next throw, it can be tempting to get really close to that pin to have a very easy tap in. I like to not mess around too much with it. So this is uphill. I caught about 50 feet uphill. So I'm throwing 50 feet shorter than if I were trying to throw in order to lay up. So 150, but I have that headwind, so I'm going to go full send hope. Is going to get me right up there, pretty close to the basket. I don't mind if that gets a little bit shorter, as long as it's getting up there within 50 or 60 feet. We should have a good chance of that throw in. Going on to hole 3. Hole 3 is probably one of the easier Kaho Backwoods holes. It's a glide roll, accurate glide sapphire, straight down with a middle chevron to the ground, right around where that shadow is, and about a half disc of hyzer. This is going to glide right up the middle and get you right up under the pin. As always, the trickiness comes when you're making wind adjustments. That's a matter of practicing, figuring out different things. I've only ever gone up to a rive on this hole with a 3 direct headwind. Anytime else, the sapphire is getting me there close enough to be able to make the throw in. On 4, this is a Musket Eagle. For me, it's the accurate glide sapphire off the tee. Default aim about a disc of hyzer. I want to get a little bit off to the right here. And then coming into the green, what you need to be careful of, side to the right, see this tree we have, and there's a tree to the left behind these that you see. We need to basically get through that gap and when they're clean. My favorite thing to do here is actually to take, where'd it go? I lost my disc. Oh, that. The glide skip paradigm, aim it right at that tree, and put the hyzer around it. If this is the rive, that would hyzer out really early, but the paradigm allows it to glide forward and push forward a bit more before hyzering out. You don't need to worry about getting super close here. As long as you're within, again, 60, 80 feet, you should be able to have that throw in just fine. So that's a glide sapphire off the tee. You can go glide roll rive real low. I'll show you that play as well. If you're not as comfortable off the tee with that short one and you want to get further up there, aim that glide roll rive low and straight pull back. It's a little bit more hope poking through all right. But if you get up here, you do have a bit of a cleaner look and can go with just a straight hyzer play for the glide skip rive or even the glide water skip. Should get me up there as well. And you get to have more of a straight pullback in order to get up there. I do like the sapphire off the tee better because it's less variables, less that can go wrong of missing that angle and ended up pinched off behind trees if you don't adjust for the wind quite right. Let's move on to hole 5. For me, this is the accurate roll sapphire. Slide right, aim left, and the middle chevron right around that bush. This one, if you have the accurate glide musket or an accurate windbreak sapphire, I think those are actually better discs for this hole. You're going to get some better ground play. Just not ones that I bag, so the accurate roll sapphire works just fine as well. It just has a little bit of risk of that silly ground play that can happen with a roll disc. Moving on to 6. Usually this is a sapphire for me. With this wind, I'm actually going to take the glide roll rive, put the middle chevron on that tree, and about a half disc of hyzer to combat that wind a little bit. I want to get around this corner and make sure I'm up there reasonably close. Hopefully don't get an OB bounce or end up behind these bushes. It's honestly a pretty terrible spot to end up. With this wind, it's a bad kick. It happens. Trying to decide how much I'm going to push this. I might not take too much risk in trying to get this there in the player store, but in that wind, I'll try to through the bushes, and it does indeed work out. Let's see if we can get a more neutral wind for this next one. Oh, I accidentally went next hole. That's what happened. Well, I'll go accurate wind musket here. Slide right, aim a little bit to the right in line with that tree, and then just over a half the Wi-Fi bar of hyzer for the accurate wind musket. It's hard to cut this corner too tight. You can cut it too tight, but it's hard to cut it too tight because once you get around that first big tree, you're sliding in just fine. Hole 6, I saw I took that rive up there. You can take a sapphire on a low line as well. It also works out. You just don't want to get pinched off too far behind those bushes if you do. Hole 8, easy peasy. Accurate roll sapphire or an accurate glide musket or the accurate windbreak sapphire work as well. Get you up to around this landing zone. I'm just going to get that tree out of my view with the accurate glide sapphire. That's about a disc of anhyzer. Gets me up there, and worst, hit the tree, but I'm not really worried about that. Most of the time I'm going to slide up there just fine to be able to take that birdie throw in. So it's the roll sapphire off the tee, the glide sapphire into the green, and then throw it into the basket. Hole 9. This is one good to have a water skip disc in your bag. I go glide water skip rive, slide left, and aim this bottom chevron right at the base of this tree and the ground. It's about a half disc or half a Wi-Fi band of hyzer and about 2/3 power. Let's that slow down and should get some water skip. That might be close to the shore, but it does get up there. There's a lot of forgiveness as long as you're not too close to the shore to be able to get up here and have a pretty easy eagle. With the advent of water skip, this is a must-get eagle. So make sure you're getting that one, practice that one a bit with your water skip disc, water skip sapphire, water skip fairway. Could work there as well. Hope this helps you guys save some strokes on the next player store. Thanks for watching. Stay bogey free.